All right, it's coming down to the wire in 4A as the football playoffs are into the quarterfinals, and we're in Millville where Ridgeline plays host to Park City. Ridgeline ranked number 2 in 4A, Park City number 5. This one could be a classic. Both teams averaging more than 40 points per game. Both teams have similar records of opponents, and as you start looking into it, you think, gosh, these are the same team, but they're really not. Ridgeline will throw the ball all over the yard. Park City likes to run the football, power football. They like to get a lot of yards on the ground. Ridgeline will run it as well, but the passing game is where their real strength is. Park City has won 8 in a row after losing 2 of their first 3 games to start the season, and Ridgeline has won 4 in a row coming into this one, including putting up more than 60 points last week against Cedar Valley. The winner goes on to face the Skyview Cedar winner in the semifinals next week. It's the Game of the Week playoff edition coming up next.
Oh man, those push-ups are getting hard.
Wendy's is saying thanks for making the Junior Bacon Cheeseburger America's #1 bacon cheeseburger by giving you more of what you love. Introducing Wendy's Giant Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. Double the beef, double the bacon, and now it comes in a giant meal for $5 with nuggets, fries, and a drink. There's absolutely nothing junior about it, except the price. Get Wendy's $5 Giant Junior Bacon Cheeseburger meal before it's gone.
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
I had a chance to talk with Ridgeline head coach Travis Cox this week about this game against Park City. What a huge ball game this is. And speaking of Park City, they run the football. And he said, well, yeah, we just have to stop the run. They got 3 guys that can run the football. We have to stop all of them. And offensively, they feel like they really need to take care of the ball. Don't turn it over. Now, Park City runs, but he said you can't discount their receivers. They've got some good receivers. They've got one guy that's really tall. They'll spread it out, flood the zones, and when they do pass, they make the most of it. They run that power and that ISO, but they will try to get outside and just outnumber you at the point of attack. He says to win, well, the Riverhawks, they need to be who they are. They need to be the Riverhawks and do what they've done all season long. Take what the defense gives them and put some points on the board and play good, solid defense while they stop the run of Park City. Sounds easy, doesn't it? I don't think it's going to be. Find out, because it's all coming up next on the Game of the Week.
Say the word base. Say the word mess.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley, it's way better than fast food, it's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you have been missing. Palmer Home Furnishings, our low overhead means higher quality at lower prices. Aspen Dental, get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company, privacy, security, peace of mind. Anderson Seed and Garden, growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop. We logo stuff. All kinds of stuff. KSM means music. Music is all we do. The Factory Pizzeria. We're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years.
Good evening and welcome to Millville, Utah in Cache Valley, where tonight the Ridgeline Riverhawks will be taking on the Park City Miners in the quarterfinals of the State 4A football playoffs. I'm Eric Olson with you here all night long to bring you all the action in what may be the best game, best matchup of the quarterfinals. Number 2 Ridgeline against number 5 Park City. That's their Deseret News poll standings. Ridgeline is a 4 seed in the RPI. And Park City coming in at that 5 seed. It's windy, but other than that, it's nice. It's about 60 degrees with about a 13-mile-an-hour wind out of the south. Bad weather would play into Park City's hands. They are a team that runs the football. They've lost 2 games, 49-35 to Wasatch to open the season and 41-40 to Pineview at home in week 3. That was a game where they returned a kick for a touchdown and missed the extra point that would have tied it. And those are the only 2 losses by Park City. Ridgeline's only loss right here on this field mid-season to Skyview, 17-14. Skyview is thumping up on Cedar City. Even as we speak, they're ahead 35-0 starting the 4th quarter in that one. Ridgeline will get the ball to start as they won the toss. And I was told by one of their coaches, hey, if we win the toss, we're taking the ball. I would expect, and I think Ridgeline expects, that Park City's going to try to control tempo, keep Ridgeline's offense off the field. Their offense, Ridgeline averaging 40.6 points per ball game. Caden Cox, 2nd in 4A in passing touchdowns, 1st in passing yards, 5th in the entire state in passing yards. And he leads his offense out onto the field. He's got multiple weapons. Simmons, DeMooney, Harris, Webb. All of them as receivers. And then Noah White as a rusher. Ridgeline can do a little bit of everything. We'll see what they come out with after putting up 64 points on Cedar Valley last week. Also a Region 10 team. They finished about middle of the pack in Region 10 and a flag before we even start. And procedure on Ridgeline. Not the way you want to start a ball game. Cox, 175 completions against 248 attempts. 2,411 yards, 13.78 yards per completion, 27 touchdowns passing, only 2 interceptions. He completes passes at a 71% clip. Simmons is the leading receiver for this team. DeMooney, the BYU commit, can break it anytime he touches it, and White in the backfield. They're going up top early, and then his receiver breaks it off. His receiver ran into the defender about 11 yards downfield, and the ball was thrown 10 yards over his head, 2nd down. Coach Cox told me that on offense, the bright spot of this team, there's a lot of guys you could lay that at the feet of, but the offensive line is left and right tackles. He named them by name and said those 2 have been great. So the offensive line has made this offense go. And they'll be going against a Park City defensive front that sacked the quarterback 25 times this season. 2.5 sacks per game, almost. Cox, plenty of time, unloads over the middle, and it sails on him as he was looking for Harris. He had Harris open at the 1st down marker. It's going to be 3rd and 15 as Cox's first 2 passes sail. He's thrown into the wind. But it looked to me like both of those were just fine. As far as they didn't get up in the air and then die, and the wind's kind of dying down a little bit. It was blowing hard here earlier as our crew was setting up. We're on top of the booth, so it's probably a little more severe up here than it is down on the field. 3rd and 15 for Ridgeline. Four-man rush. Cox has time, has room to run. He's got his man Webb. First down and more as he spun out to the 48-yard line. A gain of 19 on 3rd and 15. And Ridgeline hustles up to the line, then looks to the sideline. DeMooney, Webb, and Simmons to this side. Harris will come in as a wing on the far side and White in the backfield. They've yet to run the ball. This is their 4th snap of the first quarter, and lots of guys up in the box for Park City. They're going to fake the give to DeMooney and give it instead to White. White's going to pick up 2. White 119 carries, 791 yards, 6.6 yard per carry average, and 5 touchdowns.
White the ball carrier.
Harris will be split to this side along with Webb, Simmons and DeMooney to the far side, and White's in the backfield. Four down linemen. There's 5 coming for Park City. Sails the pass, does Cox, but Simmons snags it out of the air and picks up 10 yards and a first down. Those guys have got to be Cox's best friend because he didn't put that one on the money. Simmons went up and got it. And it's another first down for Ridgeline. Right up the middle on the quick hitter. And a good gain of about 7 on first down for White. Simmons now to the left. DeMooney and Webb to this side, and Harris is at a wing, White in the backfield, and they're going to throw it out to DeMooney. DeMooney has to go down to get it, and he loses yardage. Loses 3. Trying to get that little screen going. Webb had a pretty good block out there, but DeMooney had to go down and pick it off his shoelaces. And Park City did a good job of closing in and making the play. Another third down for Ridgeline, this time 3rd and 7. Cox with the blitz coming, hit as he throws, and it's behind White.
Pass intended for White.
Cox was walloped
Stone Coombs on the coverage.
by Parker Napier. And it's 4th down. Fourth and 7. Ridgeline with their offense out on the field. They're very aggressive in their play calling. 3 to the left. Harris the wing to this side. And he looks to the sideline and kind of shrugs his shoulders like, what are we doing? 4 to the left. They fake it that way. Now Cox looks downfield. He's got Harris. He makes the grab. Inside the 30-yard line at the 27, 10 yards, and a first down on 4th down and 7.
On the coverage for the Miners.
So the drive stays alive for Ridgeline. They've eaten nearly 3 minutes of clock. They're going to hand it to Eck. Eck off the left side and picks up about 3.
Miles Eck handoff from Cox.
Eck, the senior, spells White. Now White back on the field, and Eck will come off. Ridgeline driving, Park City making it difficult on them, but Ridgeline picking up big yardage on 3rd and 4th downs when it looked like Park City might be able to get them off the field. No high safety. Cox in trouble, running away, looking to the end zone. He's got a man, and it's over the head of Jovessa DeMooney. DeMooney, the BYU commit. And no offense to number 3, but if that's one of those taller receivers, maybe he's able to grab it. It was just over his head. DeMooney's as athletic as they come. He had to spin all the way around, couldn't really get his feet under him. And it was good coverage out there by Park City. It'll be 3rd and 6. got an option look. They pitch out to White. White's down near the 15-yard line. It's going to be 4th and short. For a 4-yard gain, it'll be 4th and 2. They've got Murdoch, who's a good field goal kicker, but the wind's blowing in their face. And they're thinking about it. They're sending Murdoch out, but Cox is out there as well. Murdoch's going to play tight end. Two tight end set with Knowles and Murdoch. Harris at one wing. White in the backfield. Now they send Webb in motion. They fake the give to Webb, give it to White. He's going to be short. He gets it down to the 15-yard line, and Park City holds.
The handoff to White. Miners get the ball.
So Ridgeline drives it all the way down to the 15 and turn it over on downs as they decided to run it on 4th and short. They'd picked up a 3rd and long through the air and a 4th and long through the air. And that time they tried to pound it and they came up about a yard short. They faked the give a couple of times on that little fly sweep and gone right up the middle. Now here comes that Park City offense. They average over 40 points per game as they send a man in motion. Running off to the right side is the back, and they use 3 running backs. See who that was. Looked like it was Baines. And he picks up a couple. They've used different quarterbacks. Chase Byers done most of the work, and that's who's the quarterback right now. Byers gonna give, and it's no gain, in fact a loss. That Ridgeline defense isn't huge, but they are quick. And Baines loses yardage.
Jackson Hollingsworth on the start.
3rd and 10 now for Park City. Tabarici, Max Alford, Warner, Baines, Bayer, are all handle the ball for Park City. Byers gonna throw it. He's in trouble, tucks it in, scampers forward for a gain of about 4, and then he's brought down short of the first down. Park City will have to punt. About 4 yards for Byer. Park City looks to be kicking it away. DeMooney and Webb. DeMooney spectacular, Webb is steady. Both of them get the job done. Wind gets a hold of that one, but it drifts out of bounds. Let's see where the officials stop. It was caught by Noah White. Out of bounds. And they're going to say at about the 42, and that's where Ridgeline will take over with 5:53 to play in this first quarter and no score. Pineview leads Bear River 42-7 in the third quarter. Skyview 35-7 over Cedar late in that ball game. Stansbury and Snow Canyon, no score out of that one yet. That one kicked off at the same time as this game. The winner of this one will play Skyview next week at Skyview. Could be an all Cache Valley semifinal. Cox in stride to DeMooney. DeMooney's inside the 10-yard line. 48 yards. Cox was kind of off on that first drive on some of his passes. He went to the sideline and drank some Amen fluid. Put that one right on the money. It's Harris who wildcats that one. Down to the 5 for a 4-yard gain.
Harris, the ball carrier.
Harris still in there in that wildcat look. Harris is going to keep it. Caught in the backfield, stumbles forward for a short gain. It's going to be 3rd and goal at about the 4-yard line. And Cox back on the field.
Harris, the ball carrier.
And Cox is going to spread wide to the left. Harris is going to stay at quarterback. Ridgeline trying to make a statement. This time they're going to give it to DeMooney. He lunges forward to the 1, but he stops short. 4th and goal. Ridgeline is 1 for 4 on 3rd downs. And it's 4th and goal at the 1. Typically Ridgeline just gets in there and rugby scrums this thing forward. Cox up behind the center. Pushing the pile forward, no signal yet. Touchdown! We've seen Ridgeline a few times this season. When they get down in that short yardage, they just load up that backfield and everybody pushes right up the middle like a rugby scrum, and rarely have we seen it be unsuccessful. So Cox from 1 yard out on 4th down. They're now 2 of 2 on 4th downs, and Ridgeline strikes first with the point after pending. Murdoch's kick is up and good with 4:04 to play in the first quarter. Ridgeline 7, Park City 0. You're watching the game of the week on the Valley Channel. On a breezy but unseasonably warm night in Millville and Cache Valley, Ridgeline takes the early lead against Park City 7-0, 4:04 to play in the first quarter of this quarterfinal game for a football state playoffs. Eric Olson along with you. As Murdoch will be kicking into the wind, and he's just going to kind of punch this one. It's taken at the 21-yard line and returned up to about the 33. And that's where Park City will take over. Sam Alford on the return. Park City was 4 yards on their first possession. They got a 2-yard run, a 2-yard loss, and then a 4-yard run on 3rd down. And that was a quarterback scramble. This Ridgeline defense is fast. At 3-man front, they get guys to the ball. Park City's got good size up front, and they are 0 splits. Foot to foot up there. And Park City moved. One of their linemen moved early. Park City with their first penalty of the ball game. Ridgeline, before they could snap the ball for the first time tonight, got penalized for the same thing. I don't know, you can probably hear the wind blowing in my microphone. We're on top of the booth here at Ridgeline. And it kind of picks up and then dies down and picks up and dies down as winter is coming next week, from what I understand. Park City with 3 in the backfield. Byers going to pitch. Looking for the edge and getting a convoy out in front of him was Baines. And Baines picks the penalty yardage back up and then some. He's got 7 yards. Coach Travis Cox, they just did what he said exactly they like to do. And that's just get more guys out there. They put 3 in the backfield. They pitched it back there. They pulled guys, and they just had a convoy going around the right end. And they just try to overwhelm you on those edges. They'll do power, they'll do ISO, but they like to get to the edge. Now they're going to try the middle. Runner was hit in the backfield, but then he moves forward for 2 more yards. Good job of picking his feet up. That was Tabarici. And it's going to be 3rd down and 5. 3 minutes to play here in this first quarter, 7-0 Ridgeline. They scored on their second possession. They got down to the 15-yard line on their first possession, and Park City held. Turned them over on downs, and then Park City went 3 and out. Ridgeline drove a 48-yard pass from Cox to DeMooney, the key there. And now here's 3rd and 5. Byers looking, he's got a man downfield, and he hits him. He was wide open. Ridgeline's lucky that he had to go down to the ground to get it. 1st down. 18 yards. Chase Byer on 3rd down and 5. I didn't see who that was that caught it. I think it was Tabarici. Two wide receivers and a back deep behind Byer. They're going to give it to him. He runs off tackle. And that's Warner.
Seth Warner, the ball carrier,
who picks up 5. Warner's number 10 in 4A in rushing touchdowns with 11. Park City number 5 in 4A by the Deseret News Poll, number 21 statewide. And offensively, they average 43 points per game, giving up about 22 and a half. A couple of high-scoring offenses out here tonight. Byer's going to give. And nowhere to go, but not going down is Warner. I mean, Warner was caught in the backfield for a loss, and he turns it into a gain and a 1st down. 10 yards. I saw some Ridgeline players that they thought that they had him in the backfield. They kind of slowed up. I'm sure they'll hear about that. You go to the whistle. Warner with a good job getting free. Park City on the move, looking to tie up this ball game. They trail by 7. Byer's going to turn and hand to Warner. Warner, nothing. He ran right into one of those defensive linemen who gave him a big old bear hug. It's Curtis Morgan. So no gain officially for Warner. And it's 2nd and 10. They're going to turn and give it to him again. He tries to spin out of trouble, and he can't do it as he's brought down. By Hollingsworth, Jackson Hollingsworth, the leading sacker on this team. That's a loss of a yard for Warner. 3rd and long again, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Park City's going to go to the sideline with a big 3rd down and 11 coming up as we head to the second quarter. Ridgeline leads Park City 7-0.
Nobody does bacon like Wendy's. And now, we're bringing you the Big Bacon Classic, made with fresh, never frozen beef, topped with hot and crispy bacon. So if you're not getting your bacon cheeseburger from Wendy's, what are you getting? If you want bacon done right, we got you with the Big Bacon Classic. What are you waiting for?
Ridgeline controlled much of that first quarter. They lead 7-0. Park City on a long drive. Park City 27 rushing yards in the first quarter and 18 passing yards for 45 total. Ridgeline 27 rushing yards and 84 passing yards for 111 total. And it's 3rd and 11. And Park City will now be going into the wind. It doesn't really affect them as much. They don't throw the ball much. Byer's got some time. Now it breaks down as he runs out of the pocket, throws back against his body. It's going to be short of the first down, but a pickup of about 7.
Branson Jones on the cover.
Alford with the grab, and I would expect Park City to go for it on 4th down and 4. A short 4. Max Alford with the grab. Lots of time for Byer. He bought time with his feet. You know he can run. Man in motion, flags fly, and they stop the play as they had handed it off to Baines.
Handoff to Baines, there's a flag.
Park City was moving early. Second penalty of the game on the Miners. Both the same call. You know, teams that run a lot, you'll see guys try to get a lean and sometimes maybe get going just a little early. They know the snap count, right? And they're trying to get that extra step. I'm sure the Ridgeline sideline's hollering at the official in front of them to watch for it. So now it's 4th and 9. And Byer's going to have to throw. Looking. Throws it deep, nobody there, nobody except for Strat Simmons who picks it off. He should have just let it drop. So now it's down at the 5-yard line. If he lets it drop, they got it back at the 30. Either way, Ridgeline has it back. As Byer did a good job of buying himself some time and looking for a target, and there was nobody. And finally he just threw it up, and that's as good as a punt for Park City. Ridgeline takes over. Hanging on to that 7-0 lead. We're just starting the second quarter. Obviously, if you're Ridgeline, you want to score, but if nothing else, you want to maybe pick up a first down or 2 and try to flip that field back. You don't want to go 3 and out and have to punt down here and give Park City a short field. Cox hands it off to White. White picks his way forward for 4.
White the ball carrier.
Ridgeline quickly back up to the line. Park City having a little bit of trouble getting their defense set. Hand it off to White. He spins forward, and it'll be 3rd and short. 3 yards for White. 3rd and 3.
White the ball carrier. Coombs and Bayer on this.
Ridgeline is 1 for 4 on 3rd down. They're 2 of 2 on 4th. But here's a big 3rd down. Park City can hold, and they force a punt deep. And I think they've held. White barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Vanilla for Ridgeline. And White gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 4th down. Oh my goodness, are they going to go for it? On 4th and 2.5, almost 3. Deep in their own territory. Certainly what it looks like. Cox is going to punt it. He can do that. And nobody's home for Park City. Cox gets the good chip roll. He'd be a good golfer. This one down to about the 24-yard line. My goodness. That's a 60-yard punt with the roll. So with that roll off that kick, Ridgeline flips the field back and Park City takes over. But they're deep in their own territory at their own 24-yard line. They didn't have anybody back because Ridgeline's gone for it on 4th downs. So Park City had something going last possession. See if they can build on that as they try to tie this game up. Ridgeline leads 7-0. Send motion. And run up in behind that motion with Baines. He picks up 4.
Baines, the ball carrier. Jones on the stop for the Riverhawks.
He picked up closer to 5 where they spot him down. So a good pick up there on 1st down by the Miners. With 8:40 and the clock running, Park City with their 3rd possession, and they've fallen behind 7-0. On the end around, they give it off, and there's nothing there. DeMooney pulls down Sam Alford.
DeMooney and Knowles on the stop.
Knowles is there as well. Knowles is an interesting story. Knowles wasn't going to play football this year, and Travis Cox said, hey, come play. We could really use you. And he's played this year, and he said he's been great at defensive end, and he made a play right there. 3rd and 5. 4 wide receivers now for Park City. Blitz coming off the edge for Ridgeline. Here it comes. Byer has to pull it down. He's got a lot of room to the far side. Byer leans forward and picks up the 1st down by a yard. He had tons of room. Ridgeline closed the gap quickly, but Byer gets to the marker. We've seen that a couple of times. He's stepped up as the rush has gone behind him and past him, and there's nobody keeping him in that pocket. And he's jumped out a couple of times or kept the play alive. Tight formation again as they turn and hand it on the little inside give. I gave that to 21. I don't have a 21 on my roster. No gain. Park City's moved the chains, but they haven't really been able to get the machine running yet. Right? It's been kind of in fits and starts. Here's the give. Ridgeline's there. They stretch that all the way to the sideline before Eck comes up, and he and DeMooney finish it off after a 1-yard gain. So it's 3rd and 9.
Knowles on the play for the Riverhawks.
Another 3rd and long for Park City. They've been able to pick up the 1st down a couple of times to see if Ridgeline can get off the field. 6 minutes to play in the 1st half. 7-0 Ridgeline. Byer back to throw. He's unloading. He's got his tight end wide open over the middle. DeMooney's there, but it's a huge gain. 34 yards. De La Vega on 3rd and long with a huge gain. As the Ridgeline defense hasn't been able to get off the field on this possession. Byer had plenty of time, and De La Vega was running free. There was nobody near him. Don't know how you miss a guy that big. Let's see if this one comes to this side. Nope, they're going to give it the far side, and stepping out of a couple of tackles is Warner. He's shifty. He's got 9 yards. wonder how much ibuprofen Warner takes, because a player like that just won't go down. You're taking hit after hit Saturday morning, so you gotta be sore. Of course, you know, you're 17, 18 years old. You can absorb that all day, right? Warner's been impressive. He's got 5 carries for 23 yards. And he's in the backfield with Byer again. They're gonna fake it and throw. Byer looking back on the screen back the other way. They get the defense going one way and throw back the other way. And again, Park City picking up big yardage. 10, 11, 12 yards, 13 yards. I believe it was Finlayson. Couldn't see his number. About as far away as you can get. Park City looking to tie this game. It's 1st and goal for the Miners. On this drive that's ate up most of this second quarter. Right up the middle to Warner. He won't go down until he hits the end zone. Touchdown, Park City.
Seth Warner for the Miners.
And Ridgeline defensively is going to talk about tackling at halftime. Although they've tackled everybody not named Warner really well. Warner, 37 yards on 6 carries and a touchdown. PAT is up and good. We're all tied at 7 with 4:08 to play in the first half from Ridgeline. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel.
We started Palmer Home Furnishings 17 years ago on 10th West, and we started Mountain Ridge Furniture a couple years ago out here on the highway in Providence. And recently, kind of out of the blue, not really planned, we had somebody purchase our building on 10th West. The result was for us to merge the 2 businesses and bring it all into one out here in Providence. 3 blocks south of Macy's out here on the highway. You can't miss it. If you drive on the highway in Providence, you can't miss it.
10 plays, 76 yards, capped off by the Warner run of 9 yards, and we're all tied at 7. 2 third and long situations where Park City converted. As the Ridgeline defense couldn't get off the field there. Both defenses played well. Both defenses have now given up a touchdown drive. We talked at the beginning of that drive how Park City's offense been kind of sputtering. The machine hadn't got started yet. Well, it looked to me on that possession like the machine just got itself rolling. So that one goes out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So Ridgeline will get pretty good field position. Out to the 30, and that's where Ridgeline will take over in a brand new ball game. That's out at the 35, excuse me. Ridgeline threw the ball quite a bit early. Ran it 3 straight times on the last possession. Now they show run again. Going over the middle, and Harris in a foot race. Harris is tracked down at the 30. $35 yards.
The pass complete to Harris.
So both defenses giving up big plays across the middle. De La Vega came up with a big catch a moment ago for Park City, and Harris that time for Ridgeline is there now at the 30-yard line of Park City. White in the backfield. And flags fly. Are we going to get another procedure penalty? Yes, we are. Ridgeline with their second infraction of the evening. 3:33 to play in this first half. Ridgeline getting the ball for only the second time here in this second quarter. Park City just had a 10-play scoring drive that ate up most of that quarter. In fact, it ate up about 7 minutes of it. Now Ridgeline 1st and 15. With the wind picking up out of the south. So Ridgeline has the wind at their backs. They are not. They do not have a single high or a high safety. They're walking him down. DeMooney's being held all over the place, and there's the flag. I mean, that's one way. And as an old defensive back, I can tell you, when you're going up against a guy like DeMooney, 15 yards is better than a touchdown. As Baines just hung on. It's going to be 15 yards. And a first down. Or are they going to call a defensive hold? Either way, it should be a first down. Yeah, that's a 10-yard penalty. Still, better than a touchdown if you're the defense. Now you live to fight another day. If you're tuning in thinking you were going to see the Skyview tonight, hey, that's the game we had scheduled. Another outfit. Now you start getting some other entities involved when you start getting this deep in the playoffs. We'll talk about it more after this play. Cox is going to throw to DeMooney. DeMooney making one move and then drug down near the 20-yard line. Pickup of about 9. Yeah, another outfit got basically assigned that Skyview game. So rather than double cover, we bump down here to Ridgeline to make sure more teams got a look. Webb, touchdown! The dart from Cox, bang! "21 yards. Just like that, Ridgeline answers back. Aided by a penalty against Park City. A couple of big pass plays. And the Riverhawks are in the end zone. Murdoch's kick is up and good, and it's 14-7 with 2:34 to play in the half. Ridgeline leads Park City on the Game of the Week playoff edition. Park City had a good-looking drive, 70-plus yards, grounded out, ate up most of the second quarter to tie it up, and then Ridgeline came back with a 65-yard drive of their own. Harris with the long catch, and then Webb finishes off with a 21-yard touchdown grab, and Murdoch puts this one out of the back of the end zone. And it's 14-7 Ridgeline. In other scores, Pineview is going to be hosting the game next week as they lead Bear River 49-7 in the fourth quarter. Skyview, it's a final. They go to the semis, 35-7. They'll be hosting the winner of this game next week. They beat Cedar City. Stansbury leads Snow Canyon at the half, 16-7. The winner of that one goes to Pineview.
The concession is open. There's hot chocolate. Please come and enjoy those great things made of.
So now Park City looked like maybe they had their offense going on that last possession. See if they can answer before the half. Park City will get the ball to start the second half as well. Byers going to throw. Lots of times they keep him in the pocket. Now he slides out of the pocket and he's dragged down for a loss of 3.
Bridger Hammond taking down Chase Byer from behind.
Hammond finally chases down Byer, and you could see that time they weren't coming hard at him. They were just kind of trying to keep him in the pocket. And then when he breaks the pocket, now they're coming after him. But Byer's done such a great job in this first half of keeping plays alive with his feet and then making plays with his arm. That time they got to him. Here they turn around and give it to Warner. Warner bounces outside to the sideline. That's not Warner, that's Baines, and Baines with a big run.
Kirby Baines, the ball carrier. Hammond on the stop.
17, 20 yards. And again, Park City runners making Ridgeline tacklers miss. Ridgeline's a good tackling team. But with a little bit of space, Park City's running backs are making them look a little bit silly. Here's the give to Tabarici. Tabarici picks up a couple, timeout Park City. 1:22 to play in this first half. Park City trails 14-7 to Ridgeline. After a 2-yard gain. Well, they gave him 3. That's a good gain. There's a flag at the 40. A chop block. Called the chop on the defense. And Miles Eck can't believe it. I mean, how do you call a chop block on the defense? The defense can go down at the legs to bring a runner down. That's a 15-yard penalty. That's a huge penalty. That's a signal for a chop block. Huh. Well, ball at midfield. And it wasn't a timeout. It was a whistle because of the flag. Byers throws it a little high and out of bounds. Tabarici's a big target. He's a big kid. Again, you can probably hear it, but the wind's picking up again. And Park City's throwing into that wind. Byers only put it in the air a couple of times tonight. He's 4 out of 7 with that incomplete pass. And now it's 2nd and 10 with 1:18 to play here in this first half. 14-7 Ridgeline. 3-man front for the Riverhawks. See if they attack with just 3 and drop 8. That's what they're going to do, and they're going to pitch. They pitch it out to Baines, and Baines this time cut down after a gain of 3. 34 yards on 6 carries for Baines. Now Park City takes a timeout with 1:08 to play in this first half. An entertaining first half. These are two teams that between them, offensively between them, let's see, they average 83 points per game. So your over-under would be about 83 points per game. And Park City scored 7, and Ridgeline has scored 14. And none of those points have come easy as both defenses have played well. And you can probably hear it now. I mean, the wind really picking up here in Millville. The Ridgeline camera crews next to us, they just had to catch their camera. The wind just about took it down. So Park City with a 3rd and 7. Ridgeline hasn't been able to get off the field. The defense hasn't been able to get off the field here in this second quarter against Park City. Let's see if they can now. Both teams are ready to go, and the officials are talking about something. Park City 3rd and 7 going into the wind, trying to tie it up before the half. Byer hangs it up there and it goes way out of bounds. Ben Hale was the intended target. I think if you're Park City, you probably are going to kick the ball right now. On 4th down and 7, you don't want to turn it over here and give Ridgeline a short field. Park City looks like they're going to do just that. They'll get the ball to start the second half. As the wind maybe looks like that bothered Byer on that throw. Ball gets past the punter. Still free. Eck picks it up on the run. Touchdown. No flags. That's a poor snap. It got past the punter, and the punter tried to just jump on it and kill it, and it squirted out from under him, and Eck picked it up on the run and galloped in for the score. Oh my goodness. Eck picked it up at about the 25-yard line. Murdoch's kick is good. 58 seconds to play in the half. And it's 21-7, Ridgeline.
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley hearing and audiology. Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley hearing and audiology.
Well, the good news for Park City is their offense gets another crack at it before halftime. The bad news is they're now down 21-7. After the bad snap on the punt, it's picked up by Eck and returned for the touchdown. This one is returnable. Look out, there's a big hole right up the middle. And that's Warner, who finally gets caught out at the 38-yard line. Warner returns it from the 2 out to the 38. And Coach Cox is livid. He's in Murdoch's face. He says, why aren't you kicking that into the end zone? He's got the wind behind him. And he kicks a returnable kick. 50 seconds to play. I think Ridgeline's got 12 players. Now one of them pops off. As Murdoch came back out on the field, he said, yeah, let me get away from the coach. In tight and overloading their left side as they hand it off to Baines. Baines picks up a couple. 1, 2, he picks up 3, and Park City is going to take her second timeout. Man, Park City's setting up to punt. There's just over a minute left. They're going to get the ball back in the second half, which, you know, I'm sure plays into their decision. There's a lot of things that play in that decision to punt. You don't want to turn the ball over there and give Ridgeline a chance, but instead the snap is low and to the right of the punter. It skips past him. He runs back, tries to jump on it, and it squirts out from under him. And Miles Eck picks it up on the run and scores, and now it's 21-7 Ridgeline after the first turnover of this ball game. Park City with 45 seconds left in the half. After a 3-yard gain on first down, they're back out onto the field, and the officials were talking about something the whole time out over on this near sideline. They're talking to the Ridgeline coaching staff, and checking football. What are they doing? They had them bring a football over. They're checking to see if they got the right ball out there on the field. Each team uses their own football. And they have multiple of them, and they switch them out after the possessions. 2nd and 7 for the Miners. Byer's going to throw. Lofts it up there. It looked like it was going to be picked, and instead it was caught. 15-yard completion for Byer to 21, again, who we don't have on our roster. I'll have to take a look and see if I can find him. And Park City taking their last time out. It's Max Alford, okay. We had him listed as 9. And he's 21. 37 seconds to play in this first half. It's been a fast-moving first half until this last couple minutes. Now Park City's out of timeouts. But they're on the 46-yard line of Ridgeline. They'd love to score here. They're trailing by 2 touchdowns. You score here before the half and then get to have the ball again in the second half. It changes everything. Here's the pitch back to Baines, and Baines steps out of bounds after picking up about 5. 8 carries, 42 yards for Baines. Oh boy, they say he stepped out of bounds after only a 4-yard gain. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it looked like he was clear up to the 40 where he stepped out, but that's on the far side from us. There's a lot of folks between us and him. But he does stop the clock. 32 seconds to play in the half. They're going to pitch it to Baines again. This time he cuts back in, and he's cut down right at the line of scrimmage, and the clock runs. Now it's 3rd down. 3 of 6 on 3rd down for Park City. Clock runs with 12 seconds. Byer, time runs out for him. He keeps it alive. He's still behind the line of scrimmage. He unloads. He's got a receiver down there. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Boy, his receiver had a chance. It was 1 against 2 down there. And there's 000 showing on the clock. And let's see what we've got. Officials out on the field, and they haven't called it a half yet. They're going to put 2 seconds back on the clock. So it's 4th down. And I imagine you're going for the end zone. Obviously, that's all you can do, really, if you're Park City. Tron Grizel was the intended target. 4th down. 5 wide receivers and a 3-man rush coming after Byer. Byer just buying time. Unloads. This one's up and falls incomplete, and that's the half. Ridgeline takes a 21-7 lead into the locker room. You're watching the Game of the Week Playoff Edition on the Valley Channel.
Brett of the week, another winner, hopefully, and we're still doing the payoff competition. Tell us a little bit about how it's working.
Okay, so the payoff is as long as the Cache Valley High School football teams, Cache Valley High School football team is still in the playoffs, we are giving away free furniture. Okay. And the way you get the free furniture is you come and make your purchase, and when you make that purchase, you fill out a little ticket, you drop it in the fishbowl. At the end of the week, we draw it out. Yeah. If we draw your name out, you get that particular piece out of your purchase for free. Oh, okay. So this is our 2nd week in doing it. We had a great winner last week. We have a hopefully we get a good one this week, and we're excited. So at this point right now, we still have 2 teams left in the playoffs. Okay, Skyview is still in, and Ridgeline is still in. Ridgeline plays at home against Park City this weekend, and Skyview plays at home against Cedar this weekend. If they both win, they actually play each other next weekend. So that would ensure 3 more weeks. So let's go for these high school teams, this local high school teams this weekend. But that's kind of where we're at.
Okay, so really good time if you're wanting to buy some furniture to enter yourself into this competition. Never a better time if you're going to get something for free. Okay, how about this week's winner?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so this week's winner is a really good one, actually. So this is Casey Hunt. She spent a lot of money with this. She bought a really, really big purchase. This is for a TV stand, a really nice TV stand that she purchased. So she will be getting that for free.
Very nice. So Casey, expect a phone call. You're going to be getting a super prize, a free TV stand. Can't say better than that. Should we go take a look at what it was?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. So this is the television stand that Casey bought, and you're getting it for free. That's a huge prize right there.
Yeah, it's great. Really nice. This is one of our more popular, and these sliding barn doors on these TV stands is a really popular look. And I mean, this is 2 weeks in a row where they've been really nice products that the customers have won. We're kind of in a tough position. Do we want to give out a $5,000 sofa or $50 bar stool? But these are actually really nice pieces. Both of them are kind of higher dollar items, and she should be really happy with this.
I'm sure. Well, she clearly was happy because she actually bought it in the first place, and then but you're getting it for free, Casey. Tell us where we are, Brett. Tell us how people can get involved in this fantastic, because we've got at least 1 more week.
Yep.
Yeah.
1 more week for sure, guaranteed. Hopefully we get 2 more out of it. So we're in Providence on the highway, 3 blocks south of Macy's, right next to Big O Tire. We're here from 10 to 6:30 Monday through Saturday. Don't forget to mention this or when you come in. It's a really, really cool thing, and you never know. I mean, it could be free. It could save you a lot of money.
Yeah. Never a better time. Come on down and enter this fantastic, really, competition. You're never going to get anything else free, probably furniture-wise. It's a really great time. Come on down to Palmer's. Thanks, Brett.
Thank you.
Water is always described as being tranquil. Then you dive in and you're just moving through it and you're ripping through it, and it's not tranquil at all. All I want to do with my life is to be a United States Navy fighter pilot. I can just see myself whizzing through the air, fly high and fly fast. That's what I want to do.
She really feels the call to serve our country, and she is going to do it regardless of what that requires of her.
Nothing motivates me more than when someone tells me that I can't do something.
Becoming a fighter pilot is something people might not expect a woman to do, but she does it anyway, and she doesn't care.
I feel like I gotta stick it to them. I gotta prove them wrong.
That really makes her a role model for other girls.
That's another stereotype broken by Wells Johnson.
Wells is the person that has the most grit, the most determination, the one that won't give up, that is very relentless.
It's like Teddy Roosevelt said, nothing in this world is worth having or worth doing unless it means effort, pain, and difficulty. Everything that I do with school and with sport, it's all been working towards this one thing. It's how I can use my gifts and talents to serve the world. I know that this is God's path for me. The sky is kind of like water, where it's tranquil and peaceful. And then up in a plane, tearing through the sky. I can just picture myself flying. I can see that so vividly.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley, it's way better than fast food, it's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you have been missing. Palmer Home Furnishings, our low overhead means higher quality at lower prices. Aspen Dental, get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company, privacy, security, peace of mind. Anderson Seed and Garden, growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. KSM means music. Music is all we do. The Factory Pizzeria, we're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years.
Back at Millville at Ridgeline High School, where the Riverhawks lead Park City 21-7. As we get ready to start the second half, Eric Olson along with you here tonight. Ridgeline, 182 total yards, 33 on the ground, 149 through the air. Park City with 150 total yards, only 63 on the ground, 87 through the air. 63 on the ground, that's kind of misleading. You take that 28-yard, that snap that went through the hands of the punter, and he couldn't get on it, and it's about a 28-yard fumble from, and then it was picked up, and so without even putting on the return yardage to it, just from where it was fumbled and picked up, it was a 28-yard loss. So Park City did actually rush for more than that, but you add that to the stats, and officially only 63 yards rushing. Park City fell behind 7-0. Came back and tied things up at 7. Ridgeline had a short drive, well, short in time. And they got into the end zone to make it 14-7. Park City mounted a little bit of a drive, but then had to punt, and that's when disaster struck, and that gave Ridgeline the breathing room they needed, picking up that fumbled snap and returning it. This one's going to be returned on the run by Grizel. Actually, that was Alford. Alford returns it up to about the 37-yard line, and that's where Ridgeline will mount their defense against a Miners team that needs a score. Now the wind at the backs of Park City. I would imagine Park City, they're only down 2 scores. You got a whole half to play. I imagine they'd run their offense, not try to throw the ball around. And here they go. Baines had to step past a would-be tackler in the backfield, and then he has to cut back in as Ridgeline's done a good job of pursuing to the edge, and a loss of a yard on the play by Baines. He had 9 carries for 42 yards in that first half. Warner had 6 for 37 and a touchdown. And Chase Byer was 4 for 10 for 87 yards. 5 for 10 for 87 yards. Here's the give right up in the middle and hitting the hole with a head of steam is the running back, and he is tripped up after a couple. That's Baines again, and that one was a shoestring away from going the distance. Picks up 7 yards. It's 3rd down and 3. Eck saved a touchdown. Baines hit that hole like he was shot out of a cannon. And they're going to give it to him again. And he hits the hole again. This time he bounces it to the outside as he steps out of a missed tackle. Down the sideline and inside the 10-yard line.
Baines the ball carrier, pushed out
46 yards for Baines. And he's over 100. They had a couple of chances to put him on the ground, and they did not. He's a strong runner. He and Warner both been impressive with how strong they run the football. It's hard to bring him down. Alford in motion. They're going to give it to Warner, and Warner's grabbed in the backfield and spun around. No gain. 2nd and goal from the 10-yard line. But just like that, Park City's in scoring position. played a minute and a half. Park City down 21-7. And an early score here puts them right back in the ball game. Only one turnover in this game, and Park City has been on the short side of that one. Tight formation again. They're going to hand it again, and another convoy out in front of the runner. It's Warner stretching for the end zone, and he's knocked backwards as he looked like he's going to get there, and they're going to spot him at about the 1.5-yard line.
Bangs the ball carrier. Calling to where find a stop with friends.
3rd and goal. You see right there, numbers to the edge, and they just try to outnumber you.
Warner the ball carrier.
3rd and goal from the 1. Byers going to give it to Warner. Warner hit but doesn't go down. I mean, somebody hit him and all he did was just kind of bounce sideways and he kept on running. Touchdown, Park City. Look out, that was easy. And with 9:19 to play in the 3rd, Park City back in this ball game. Coach Cox chatting with a couple of his defenders. He's the defensive coordinator, and he's having a rather animated chat with a couple of his defensive players. Kick is up, kick is good. It's 21-14. Ridgeline gets the ball when we come back.
Hi Cache Valley, this is Fernando over the Factory Pizzeria. We're running a special right now. We're giving a free nachos when you buy a large pizza with 3 toppings. Just mention this out and you're gonna get a free nachos every time you come. The Factory Pizzeria is located in 119 South Main, below the Gia's in the basement. Come see as soon as you can. Thank you.
Good looking drive put together by the Miners to start this second half. The long run by Warner, the key, 46 yards to set up the goal-to-go situation, and then he punched it in for his 2nd touchdown of the night. Now it's Ridgeline's turn to try to answer. And the ball falls off of the tee. Part of that breezy evening. South-southeast winds at 13 miles an hour and 65 degrees. Short little kick. Ridgeline gets on it at the 36, and that's where they'll take over. Hey, I don't know if you've seen any of the commercials that we've run during the game today for the playoff payoff at Palmer Home Furnishings. You go in there, you buy some stuff. Whatever you buy, you get a ticket with it, right? It's like a raffle type of ticket. You hang on to yours, and then as long as there's a Valley team playing in the playoffs, they're going to be picking a ticket each week. And the winner, the guy holding the golden ticket, the guy or gal holding the golden ticket, they get their purchase paid for. Like you paid for it and took it home, but you get it refunded to you, whatever. So it ends up being free. The more you buy, the more free stuff you get if you win it. That's the playoff payoff at Palmer Home Furnishings, just down the road here from Ridgeline High School. Here's Cox, looking, unloading, pick! He hung that one up, and the defender, Baines, cut underneath it. DeMooney had a step, but Cox was throwing that into the wind, and it just hung up. And now we're going the other way. Cox was only his 3rd interception of the season. And Lady Mo is a fickle mistress, and she's sitting over on the east bench right now, saying, "Go, Miners!" See if Ridgeline can get her to come back and sit over on their sideline. Not a lot of life on that Ridgeline sideline right now. Here's the give right up the middle and a pickup of about 5. Ball's on the turf. That ball was out. Ridgeline football. Just like that. I told you. Lady momentum, fickle mistress, don't trust her. She's not your friend. And Ridgeline's got it back. Not far from where they started a couple of plays ago. 9:06 to play here in this third quarter. It's a 21-14 ball game. Ridgeline with the ball after back-to-back turnovers. They give it to White. White looking for an opening, cuts back inside. Looked like he had something going when he started north and south, and then he started running west and was taken down, but he picked up 4. White, 8 carries, 25 yards. So they're holding him well under his yard per carry average of 6 yards per carry. Second and 6. They're going to give it to him again. Nothing doing. Boy, right at the point of attack. An official's timeout. Is somebody hurt right at the point of attack? Looking for his number on the roster. Big number 55. Yeah, can't see it on the roster, but boy, did he fill that hole. DeMooney in motion on 3rd and 6. Looking for a screen. They've got one set up. Eck's got a lot of room. Eck down the far sideline. Picks up a block from Simmons. He's clear down to the 35-yard line. 22 yards on 3rd down. Flags flying. This is before the snap. Ridgeline's moving. Their 3rd penalty of the game. Their 4th penalty of the game, all even with Park City. Neither team has really gotten the benefit of the flag tonight. It's been pretty even that way. They pretty much let them play. 7.5 and the clock runs. We're in the 3rd quarter. 21-14 Ridgeline. They're on the move, 1st and 15 at the 39-yard line. White picks up the penalty yardage, plus 1 or 2 more. Second down. 7-yard gain for White. Cox is going to throw it again. He holds for a second. It's tipped and picked off again. He's looking for DeMooney. He double clutched. He thought twice about it. And he's getting an earful as he comes to the sideline. And Cox has thrown as many picks in the last 4 minutes as he has all season. That one was tipped by somebody. And he's having a discussion with Dad, and it's one of those dad-son discussions that he eventually just turns and walks away, and that's a good thing. So Park City turns Ridgeline over again. This time they get the ball at their own 23. Still on his feet is Baines. I mean, he got walloped. That's Warner. Somebody ran right into his left leg, into his hip, and he just kept running as he picks up 6. These Park City runners are strong runners. They're not small, but they're not gigantic either. They just don't go down. Here's the give again as they pull a guard and try to get Warner outside. He just kind of keeps drifting, dips back in, cuts back out, and he picks up 6 yards. "11 carries, 58 yards for Warner."
Webb and Jones on the play for Riverhawks.
The kind of runner that just drives you nuts, right? You just can't get him to the ground. You can't. Nobody's ever really got a solid straight-on hit on him either. They're shifty. Byer running away from Murdoch. Unloads, looking for Grizel, and it's over his head and incomplete. As DeMooney was there, Grizel has a lot of height on him, but DeMooney was there, would have had to been a perfect pass. And now it's 2nd and 10 with 5:47 to play in the third. Park City scored once here already in the third, and they've picked off Caden Cox twice. They've turned it over once themselves. They're trying to engineer the tying drive. Here's the give. Warner through a hole. Strip, balls on the turf! Still on the turf, and I think Park City got back on it. Ridgeline had it, and then they rolled off of it. And one of the Park City players came in and picked it up. You saw Warner fighting for those yards. Boy, Ridgeline was on top of that ball. And Ridgeline saying, hey, that's our football. And they're still talking about it. I think it's going to be Park City football. They're not going to change that call. Ridgeline had it, but then I saw it squirt out from whoever the Ridgeline player was. He's laying on it, and he kind of starts to turn over, and somebody piled on him, and then it squirted out from his hands. I think he was turning over to try to get up and celebrate. And then one of the Park City players hopped on it. Here's Baines picking up 4. Baines with 113 yards rushing. He had 42 at the half. And then he got a 46-yard run. He went -1 on his first touch, then 7, and then 46. Actually, he's got 103 yards. Math is hard. Here's the pitch to Baines with the cutback, and he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Lost 2 yards. So he's at 101 yards. So we find the math error in there, but he's still over 100. And now it's going to be 3rd and 9. And the officials are talking about this again. I'm not sure what they're talking about. Maybe just the spot. They've had a lot of discussions of the stripes tonight, and that's okay. It's a big game. They want to make sure they're getting things right. 2 receivers to the near side. Byer back to throw. Lots of time. Now he looks to the edge to Warner. Warner steps out of 1 tackle, but not the second. Webb slowed him up, and Harris put him down. No gain. I'm sure the sideline was holding their breath when they saw Baines out in the flat, out in space. Good job by Webb to get a hold of him, but you saw again how strong these runners are. He kind of pushed Webb aside, and then Harris got there, and Harris has a few more rocks in his pockets than Webb. And Harris was able to take him down. It's 4th down and about 8.5 with 3:49 to play in the third. And the wind at their backs. Does Park City roll the dice now or do they punt it away? They're trailed by 7, 21-14. Skyview's already won tonight. They're on to the semifinals. They'll host the winner of this game next week. Pineview's already won. And they will host the winner of the Stansbury-Snow Canyon game. And right now, Snow Canyon, no, that one's over. Snow Canyon beat Stansbury by a point, 20-19. So Snow Canyon and Pineview will battle next week. Skyview awaits the winner of this one. 4th and 9. It's a double play. They're going to throw it to Grizel. He's got a step. Caught it. Touchdown.
The pass from Tamarachi to Grizel.
Tamarachi. And we're a kick away from tying this thing up. 48 yards. They've been looking for Grizel all game, and they haven't been able to find him, and they just did. DeMooney was there, and then Grizel kicked it into another gear. And if you're running past Jovessa DeMooney, you're fast. And Tamarachi put it right on him. With the wind at their backs, they took advantage. We're tied at 21 in Millville. Don't go anywhere. There's 3:41 left to play in third on the game of the week.
So, you bought your computer from one of those big box stores, or online, and now it's really slow, or just not working right.
Target acquired.
PCs Unlimited can fix it. Fixing computers is what we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. Service, repair, diagnostics, networking, upgrades, system and data recovery, all your computer needs. Our prices are low, and our customer service is the best. You won't get help from the big box or online. Come see the professionals at PCs Unlimited.
On 4th and 9, Park City rolls the dice, and they hit and come up with a 48-yard touchdown. They pitched it to Tamarachi. He threw it on the run to Grizel and put it right on him. He had a step on DeMooney. There was no safety over there, unless DeMooney was the safety, but he plays corner, I thought. And I'm watching the backfield, so I didn't see where the rotation went. And we're tied at 21. And this one's going to be taken at the 35-yard line by Ridgeline. Everything has gone Park City's way here in this third quarter. They came out, and you know what? They're making their luck. It's not that they've gotten dumb lucky or blind lucky. I'd say really the only thing that was blind luck was the fumble at midfield. Ball's on the turf, Ridgeline's on top of it, and then somehow a player that's got two hands on it is on top of it. Somehow he loses it, and Park City picks it back up, and it keeps the drive alive. But everything else has gone their way in this quarter, and we got a new ball game, tied at 21. Webb goes in motion. They hand it to White. White puts his head down and picks up 7. Ridgeline will have the wind at their back in the fourth quarter. Park City doesn't care about wind. They run the ball. First down, a gain of 4 for White. He's tried to look outside, and there wasn't anything there, so he hopped back inside and then picked up 4. Pretty steady wind most of this game coming out of the south-southwest. So blowing right to left on your screen. Ridgeline's going into that wind. And another motion flag. Who moved? And Coach Cox is livid. And I can't tell if he's hollering at one of his players or if he's hollering at the official. He threw his hands up and pushed him forward like, you're full of it. And I didn't see anybody move, but the ball snapped just as Webb went past. But it was the far side official. And we've had a lot of those calls tonight on both teams. So that's something they're looking for. Tightening up the formation now is Ridgeline on 1st and 15. Now they're going to hand it to Webb. Webb looking for the edge. Turns the corner and picks up 4 of the 5 yards lost on the penalty, 2nd and 11. And the clock runs with 2:15 to play in the third in a 21-21 ball game. And Webb is limping off the field. DeMooney comes on for him. Webb's hurting. DeMooney in motion, give it to White. White, as the pile continues to move, gonna make it 3rd and manageable as he picks up 7. Ridgeline quickly to the line of scrimmage on 3rd down and 3.5. A minute and a half to play in the third quarter, tied at 21. The winner gets Skyview in Smithfield next week. And Ridgeline's going to have to use a timeout. Wow. 1:26 to play in this third quarter. And Ridgeline has to take a timeout on 3rd down and 3. It's a big 3rd down. I mean, you've just crossed into Park City's side of the field. Park City's got all the momentum. They've scored 2 touchdowns here in the third. They've turned Ridgeline over twice. We're even in the turnover battle. And you know, as you look at these two teams on paper, as I was doing a deep dive into it before this game to see, you know, who's got what. I mean, strength of schedule, both teams' opponents have an average 5-5 record. I mean, one of them hasn't played a better schedule than the other. It's pretty even. White in the flat. White makes one man miss, and he's got the first down. Looked like he got his face mask grabbed as he fixed it on his way toward that first down. Doesn't matter, first down. White with his first grab out of the backfield. Three of 8 on 3rd downs now for Ridgeline as we approach the 1-minute mark of this third quarter. They're going to fake to White, and Cox is going to keep. I don't know if he didn't like what he saw or if they were running that read option, and he read that the end was crashing, so he kept it. But there wasn't much there. He picked up nothing. 2nd and 10. Webb's back out there. He limped to the sideline and did not look like he was feeling good at all a couple of plays ago. He's back out there now. He's the lone receiver. Everybody up. Bad timing on that play, and White picks up a couple. I mean, the timing was completely blown on that play as this Ridgeline offense has looked out of sorts in this second half. They've thrown 2 interceptions. One, Cox was on the run and threw it off his back foot into the wind, and it hung up and was picked off. The second was tipped and picked off. And Ridgeline's just going to go to the fourth quarter. They're going to take their time and think about it. Boy, they didn't give any yardage to White. It looked like he picked up a couple. They said he picked up nothing. 3rd and 10 when we come back. We go to the fourth quarter, tied at 21 at Ridgeline. Ridgeline and Park City. Eric Olson along with you. Park City trying to get off the field on 3rd and 10. Ridgeline trying to get their offense going. They just looked out of sorts there. They turned it over twice in the 3rd quarter. Now they're going to throw it out to Harris, and they're going to do the double pass to Mooney. Same thing, and almost the same yardage that Park City pulled on their last possession. Same play, and almost the same yardage. Actually, I think Park City handed it off, and it was a throw. That one was a double pass. Looked like Park City was going to break that up into the backfield. Cox got it away, and Harris threw it for the touchdown. Murdoch's kick is good. 28-21 with 11:52 in the game. Ridgeline with the lead.
Day 568 of our journey into America's freezers. We've found ourselves at a location which we're told has frozen beef, but we need to dig deeper. Is the beef currently frozen?
Yeah, it's frozen.
Would it be possible to actually go in the freezer and get those frozen discs right out of the ice?
Oh, we already did that all this morning.
Might it be possible to have it on a stick, like a popsicle? No? All right, fair enough. With every restaurant, I feel we grow a little bit closer to actually getting in the freezer.
Don't settle for frozen. Swing by Wendy's and try a Dave's Double to see how fresh beef tastes. And now, great offers are available in the Wendy's mobile app. Download, sign up, and check your account to start redeeming today.
"45 yards from Harris to DeMooney to put Ridgeline back in front on the double pass, and Murdoch makes sure this one's not returnable as he kicks it to the back of the end zone. DeMooney's got 4 catches, 99 yards, and a touchdown. He's got a 48-yarder and a 45-yarder. A 9-yarder in between. He had one for -3. You know who's been quiet is Strat Simmons. He's got 1 catch for 10 yards. He's their leading receiver. 42 catches, 597 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Now it's Park City's turn to say anything you can do, we can do better. Here's a run right up the middle. They've done that well here in this second half. It's Warner for 11.
Second with the ball carrier.
And the officials take a timeout. Somebody's down for Ridgeline. Okay, it's a cramp. Whoever it is down on the ground, and they're stretching him out. Oh, it's Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth and Murdoch lead the team in sacks with 3 each. They only have 11 as a team, not a ton of sacks. Harris, the leading tackler for the Ridgeline defense, with 50, and Webb with 3 interceptions leads in takeaways. Ridgeline has 15 interceptions on the season. Park City intercepted Caden Cox twice here in this second half. Here's Warner again with a big hole and picking up 10. Park City's starting to rip off chunks in their run game. I don't know what changes they made, because they were having trouble in the first half running. They had 63 yards at the half. Well, they actually had 91 rushing from scrimmage, and they had that loss on the bad snap on the punt. So they were starting to get things fixed there in that second quarter. And they're just power running it right now. There's Warner again. He was caught in the backfield, and they didn't bring him down. They're tackling him up around his shoulders. And I don't know how many times you've got to have him run through you to figure out that you're not going to bring him down that way. 19 yards for Warner. And he's over 100. 108 for Warner, 101 for Baines. Is that rushing attack? The motor's going now. And they're attacking the right side of that Ridgeline defense. Now they go to the left. I don't know if you can hear Baines picks up 8. The fans below us wanted to block in the back, and right at the edge, the defensive end had stepped forward to try to make a tackle, and he had an offensive lineman just plow him in the back. Well, right there around the line of scrimmage, you can do that. If they were engaged and he turned. Boy, here's Baines again. They go down around his feet this time and take him down. I think that was Simmons that made the tackle. It was, but he picked up a first down. And the clock continues to run. Now they're supposed to stop the clock till the ball is spotted on a first down, but they've been starting it really quick. Here's Warner. Warner looking for an opening, no cutback lane. As that time they stretched it out and made the play at Ridgeline. They've done a good job that way when they've tried to get to the outside. They haven't really been able to get all the way to the edge. It's this inside stuff and the off-tackle stuff that's killing Ridgeline right now. Park City does it so well. And they had a little trouble getting it started, but they've got it going now, and they have had it going since about midway through the second quarter. Byer hit as he throws, hangs it up, touchdown. Once again, De La Vega is wide open, and no one's even looking at him. He's 6'9", 430 pounds. He's the size of a truck, and nobody's even looking at him coming off the line of scrimmage. And there's a flag on the field, but that's going to be a personal foul on Ridgeline. They hit Byer just as he threw it. They went down and hit him low. Personal foul, roughing the passer. They hit him just as he threw it. And it's a touchdown for Park City. PAT's up and good. And we're tied at 28 with 9:01 to play in the ball game. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel.
Over the period of time, my hearing became worse and worse.
Over the course of the years, I developed a hearing loss, and I would not be able to hear my employees talk to me sometimes.
For Paul Danes and Cache Valley's integrity, his character, his background, his equipment, I would recommend him to anyone for a hearing aid specialist.
Two catches for De La Vega for 69 yards and a touchdown. That one was about 35 yards, and I'll tell you what, he was so wide open. But you know that happens when you're playing against a running team. Eventually your linebackers, your defensive backs, they start, Perry Christensen, the old Logan coach, used to call it turkey necking. They started looking in the backfield instead of worrying about who was coming out in a pass pattern. I'm sure that's what happened. Somebody's read and run and coming up on a run, and instead they threw it to a wide open guy. And after the penalty, Park City's kicking it from the 45. Wouldn't be surprised if they tried something, but they kick it out of the back of the end zone. And you know, if they try something and they don't convert on it, then Ridgeline's got good starting position. Instead, they kick it out of the end zone, and Ridgeline will start at the 25, and we're all knotted up at 28. We figured this would be the best game of the quarterfinals. Now, Snow Canyon, with their 1-point win over Stansbury, is in the running for the best game, but this one's pretty darn good. Snow Canyon came from behind to win that game by a point. Cox is going to hand it off to White. White with a hesitation and darts forward for 3. "14 carries, 53 yards for White." Ridgeline's got to keep scoring. I don't think they can stop Park City. I think Park City's got it going. I think Ridgeline defensively starting to wear down a little bit. Here's the give to White. White's got the first down. Now he's doing some fancy running. 10 yards and a first down. 8:23, and the clock rolls. Tied at 28. They fake the give this time. Cox drifts back, looks for a screen, instead he goes to DeMooney. DeMooney across midfield and finally pushed out of bounds on the Park City side of the field. "30 yards, and Cox is up over 200. And DeMooney's got 129 yards on 5 catches. He comes to the near side along with Webb. Webb to the outside, 1 receiver to the far side, 2 backs in the backfield, and now they're going to move White out of the backfield. They're going to give it to Harris. And Harris picks up a yard. His 3rd carry of the night. First since the first quarter. He's got 3 carries for 6 yards. Ridgeline at the 35-yard line of Park City. 2nd down and 9. "77 yards rushing for Ridgeline as a team. Park City's got over 200. Cox steps out of trouble. He's got room to the far side. High steps it out of bounds at the 20-yard line. A pickup of 15 and a first down. They got all those guys out in the pattern. The rush went past him. There's nobody in front of him, so he took off. And you don't see Cox run it a lot. They don't run him a lot on a designed run. They don't want him to get beat up. They're playing way off of Webb. They're going to throw it out to DeMooney. DeMooney looking for a block. He finds one from Webb. Back to the middle. DeMooney's still on his feet. Scoots down inside the 5-yard line. 16 yards is Jovessa DeMooney. Having a great ball game. 145 yards on 6 catches. They get the clock rolling. They keep having to start and stop the clock. It stops after a first down, but only until the ball is spotted. And these officials have been right on top of that tonight, getting it started as soon as it's spotted. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. Give inside, White pushes his way toward the end zone. Touchdown! 16 carries, 67 yards, and now a touchdown for White. 30 yards to DeMooney, the key play, the key pass play on that drive. 75 yards, and Murdoch with the PAT. It's up and it's good. And it's 35-28. Ridgeline back up front. 6:50 to play in regulation. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. Well, both teams come a-knocking and both teams answer. And right now it's Ridgeline with the latest answer, and they lead 35-28 with 6:50 to play. And Murdoch's going to kick this one to the back of the end zone. And Park City is going to take over. They've got their running game going in high gear. Let's see, 223, 227. Let's do some math on the run. 234, 235. And then that negative yardage on the punt fumble. They got 207 yards rushing. Does Park City. 122 through the air and a touchdown through the air on the last possession. Actually, 2 touchdowns through the air. Let's get that right. 122, 170 through the air. Remember that pass thrown by Tabarici. They run the little jet sweep. Nothing little about it. It's a 7-yard gain to Tabarici.
Tabarici, the ball carrier.
And a good gain on first down for Park City. When you have that run game, you want to stay ahead of schedule, and one of the Ridgeline defenders comes to the sideline limping. They're going to hand it off again. Stepping through another tackle, look out! Can Strat Simmons catch Baines? No, he can't. They can't tackle him. They can't tackle him or Warner. 71 yards. Oh, check that 72. And they had him right at the line of scrimmage, and he just stepped right through it. A 186 yards rushing for Baines. And it's PAT's good. We're tied at 35. 5:59 to play. Last team to have the ball wins on the game of the week.
They would tell me something and I'd say, huh? And then they'd tell me again and I'd say, huh? And they'd say, never mind. And so I called and made an appointment.
Say the word pass.
He's a PhD, and I know what it takes to get a PhD.
Say the word red.
It was like night and day. And then the hearing test was the thing that I thought, wow, he really knows what he's doing. I would recommend Dr. Daines to anybody, everybody.
Baines and Warner have run the ball tonight like they're Mack trucks. And I'm sure when they look at film, speaking of Ridgeline, they're just going to be sick. I mean, Baines is 5'10". Warner, they're both 5'10". I don't know, they might be 200 pounds. Short kick, and Ridgeline starts at the 42. Ridgeline was ahead 21-7 at the half. They've been outscored 28-14 here in this second half. Looked like an even matchup on paper. It's looking like an even matchup right now. Which team's going to blink? Ridgeline's turned it over twice. Park City's turned it over twice. Again, I just get the feeling that Ridgeline better keep scoring because I don't think they can stop Park City. They haven't shown yet in the second half that they can. So they're just going to have to keep scoring. 3 yards on first down. White's got 70 yards on 17 carries and a touchdown. Harris on a wing to the right. White in the backfield with Cox. They're going to give it to White. He waits. He picks up a block out on the edge. He's got a first down and more. As he picks up 9. You know, we talked about the Ridgeline defense probably getting tired. I would imagine the Park City one's not exactly well rested either. Whoever wins this ball game is going to earn it, and it's too bad that one team's going to go home. That's part of the beauty of the whole thing as Harris goes in motion. Give it off to White. White hit at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Four and a half and the clock runs. Ridgeline, we've seen it from them before. Get long drives and grind things out and run clock. I mean, they pretty much controlled the clock against Skyview in that game they played with them earlier this year. Second and 10. Cox double clutches looking for Simmons, and it's picked off again. 3 interceptions. Caden Cox has thrown 2 all season. He's thrown 3 in the second half tonight. I mean, he double clutched again. He looked at it, and I think he fooled himself. He looked at it the first time. He saw it right. It wasn't there, and he threw it anyway. And he throws his helmet in disgust as he walks to the sideline. And Park City now leads in the turnover battle. And Ridgeline's in trouble, because here comes that Park City rushing machine. Let's see if the Ridgeline defense can make a play. Here's the give to Warner. Warner looking for the edge. Can't find it. They have not been able to get outside. Boy, they gave Warner a yard. I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage. He ran forward to the line of scrimmage, and then he ran backward of his own accord. But they gave him the yard. And that's the best thing that Ridgeline can do defensively, is hope that they try to bounce him outside, because when they run off tackle or that ISO or that power with him and Baines, man, those guys, they just can't bring him down once they get their shoulders square. And here we go. Oh, as soon as you say it, they bring him down for no gain. 3rd and 9. That was Baines. It was Warner that picked off the pass just a moment ago. Third and, well, it looked like no gain. They gave him almost 2 yards. It's 3rd and 7. That's how quick he gets upfield. They're pulling the guard. Getting to the edge and being pushed out of bounds short. He was short. Let's see where they spot him. Oh no, he got out of bounds way past the 30. It looked like he was going to step out of bounds at the 29, and they're spotting him up at about the 30, right at the 30. So he took one extra step in bounds before he dipped out, and on 3rd and 7, he picks up the first down. It looked like they had him spread out all the way to the sideline. They pulled that guard and just really sealed that edge, opened up a big hole. As they hit it up the middle again with Baines. But he's 3 yards downfield before he hits the turf. He's approaching 200 yards rushing, and we're approaching 2 minutes left in a tie ball game. If Park City has to try to kick a field goal, they're kicking into about a 13-mile-an-hour wind. We're under 2 minutes. Here's the give to Warner. Warner cuts it back inside. He's got a first down. He's got 10 yards.
Warner, the ball carrier.
It literally looks like Park City has 17 guys on the field. Because you look, everywhere you look at a Ridgeline defender, it looks like there's 2 guys blocking them. Park City does what they do, and they do it to perfection. Guard and tackle pull. That's a hold in the backfield. They got it. And Warner gets tossed out of bounds with a loss. That time Murdoch came off the edge and beat De La Vega, and De La Vega just had to reach out and grab him, and it was obvious. That's the first holding call against either team tonight. The first offensive holding call. They called defensive holding against Park City earlier. And for Park City, that's their first penalty of the second half. Their 5th of the game. Ridgeline also with 5. 1:26 on the clock. First and 23. They're going to throw it. Byer looking downfield to the sideline. Out of bounds. Boy, they were looking for De La Vega, and that time, DeMooney and Simmons were home. I don't know whose assignment it was, but the tight end was not running free that time. I mean, it's amazing. De La Vega's been so open a couple of times. I think they may have been looking for Alford. Good job by the secondary. It's 2nd down and 23. Three down linemen. They give it. A gain of about 5. Does Park City want a timeout? Ridgeline wants a timeout as Baines picks up 5. Baines is up to 194 yards on 21 carries. At the half, he had 42 yards. So 152 yards for Baines here in this second half. 46-yard is the longest one. Well, then he had that 72-yarder. Two of those runs really accounted for most of it, but they all count. 1:10 on the clock. We're tied at 35. Park City is 65 yards away from the end zone. They've got it 3rd and 18. Ridgeline defensively has got to get off the field and give their offense one more chance. Conversely, Park City wants to keep that Ridgeline offense off the field, and if they get a first down, they're going to be in Ridgeline territory. With a couple of timeouts left. Ridgeline with only 1 timeout left. Byer has got a man, and he's hit just as the ball gets there, and he's short of the first down. But it's a pickup of 12. Grizel grabs it, and it's 4th down. After a 12-yard gain, it's 4th and 6. Grizel 2 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown. If you hadn't already heard, in 4A, Skyview has already won. They'll host the winner of this game next week. Pineview will be hosting Snow Canyon. Snow Canyon with a 1-point victory earlier tonight over Stansbury. And Pineview walloped Bear River. I think the final of that was 49-7. It was 49-7. Skyview beat Cedar City 35-7. Stansbury lost 20-19 to Snow Canyon. All right, huge 4th down. 4th and 6. 57 seconds to play in regulation. Long count. And Park City's going to take a timeout. Their second timeout. Now they had 2 timeouts before that last one. They shouldn't have any left. They must have had all 3. I had up on the board that Park City had 2 timeouts before that last timeout. And then there was a timeout taken, and oh, okay, it was Ridgeline that took the last timeout. They wanted to make sure they had their defense ready to go. What a ball game this has been. We figured this one might be fun, and it didn't look like. Both these teams average over 40 points a game, and at halftime it sure didn't look like it was going to get there. With less than a minute left in the first half, it was 14-7. And then the turnover, scooped up fumble, run back by Ridgeline, made it 21-7 at the half. Meanwhile, Park City has forced 3 Caden Cox interceptions, and now Park City looking like they're going to punt. It was disaster last time. Another low snap, and they kick it away into the wind. Webb tells everybody to get away, and it takes a Ridgeline bounce at about the 33-yard line, and with 49 seconds and no timeouts left, Ridgeline takes the field. Now Park City's defense called on to bow up and get this thing to overtime. The wind is behind Ridgeline, and Carter Murdoch has range. We've seen him hit a 40-plus one ourselves. Well, they're gonna spot that one clear out at the 35. I thought it looked like it was like the 33-yard line. They're spotting it clear out at the 35. So a favorable spot for Ridgeline. Cox with White behind him. Now they fall into a 2-deep safety look. Harris is underneath. They're going to throw to him. He's got running room. Looking for the sideline and the first down marker, and he stumbles his way there. Where did he step out? He stepped out after about 8 yards.
First out by William Pugmire.
Harris, 3 catches, 53 yards, and he's thrown a touchdown pass. 42 seconds. Realistically, Ridgeline needs about 30 yards for field goal range. They throw it out to DeMoody, and he drops it. Oh, he had blocking out in front. And sometimes you run before you catch. 3rd down and 2. Strat Simmons was out in front of him. He had Warner sealed off. And DeMooney would have easily picked up the first down. The help was coming from the inside. One of the linemen for Ridgeline heading for the sideline. They got to tape something down. They made him run to the sideline. And they stopped play. Everybody in tight. Here's the give to White. First down, into the secondary. White's down to the 40-yard line. 17 yards. 20 carries, 98 yards for White. And Cox just kills it. 13 of 21 for Cox, 230 yards, a touchdown, and 3 interceptions. Ball at the 40-yard line of Park City. There's 27 seconds left in a tie ball game. 35 all. Ridgeline trying to get a touchdown or in position for a field goal. Cox, pressure coming over the middle. Simmons, incomplete. He had it in his hands. It was a little behind him. 3rd down and 10. 22 seconds on the clock. Cox threw a bullet, and Simmons reached out. It wasn't a bad pass. It wasn't perfect, and he had his hands on it, but the defender was right there to put a body on him and help knock it away. It looked like Simmons was going to bring it down, but it fell incomplete out of his hands. See if Park City brings heat. They're bringing 5 guys. Cox has a lot of running room. Cox running for the sideline. He's inside the 20 and knocked out of bounds at the 18 and a flag. 22 yards for Cox, and it's going to be half the distance. Just as he was stepping to the sideline, the defender came over and blasted him. If he just pushes him out, he's fine, but he just blasted him. And that's why he got the flag, I'm sure. 22 yards and add 11 more. 1st and goal at the 9. 14 seconds left. You do not have a timeout left. And I think you might just send Murdoch on and kick it now. I mean, you could try one pass to the end zone. You got to throw it to the end zone. You don't have time for 2 plays. And is Park City going to delay a game on Ridgeline? They didn't know what they were doing. Guys are looking around, wondering what they're doing. It looked like they were sending Murdoch out. If you send Murdoch out and he kicks it, now you're kicking it off with probably about 11 seconds left. If he makes it, they're going to run a play. You got to throw it to the end zone. And you got to put it where only one guy, your own guy, can get it. 14 seconds left, 35-35. Cox throwing to the sideline. DeMooney misses the tackle. Touchdown! "14 yards. Caden Cox to Jovessa DeMooney with 7 seconds left in the ball game to take the lead. His 2nd touchdown pass of the night, and maybe some redemption after throwing 3 interceptions. 159 yards and 2 touchdowns on 7 catches for DeMooney. A huge extra point coming up. Snap's good, holds good, kicks good. 42-35, 7 seconds left in a classic 4A quarterfinal ball game. Ridgeline stopped Park City, which I didn't think they could do in the second half. I mean, hey, I'll say it. In the second half, they hadn't been able to stop Park City. Park City was grinding their way down the field, mixing in the occasional big pass play, and just couldn't be stopped. And somehow, Ridgeline got a stop. Park City had to punt it away. And Ridgeline moves down the field and scores the touchdown. Cox keeps it alive with his feet. Threw it to DeMooney at about the 3, and it looked like they had a chance to take DeMooney down. If they take him down in the field of play, it's the end of the half, or it's the end of the regulation. They didn't have time to get another play off. They wouldn't have had time to line up and snap it. Now the kick. Yeah, kick it out of the end zone. They were already in Murdoch field goal range. They decided to run at least one more play. No time runs off the clock. Now Ridgeline with the wind behind Ridgeline. So the wind is in the face of Park City. And Park City with one timeout left. They ran a trick play earlier and got a 48-yard touchdown out of it. Park City needs the end zone. They're 80 yards away from the tying score. What a football game. Each team with 3 turnovers. Forgot that Simmons interception late in the half. Oh, Park City has to take their timeout. With only 7 seconds left, that's not a big deal. You think, well, maybe Park City, you get 15 yards and get something to the sideline, and then that gets you a little closer to be able to chuck it up into this wind. But the way Park City's runners have run the ball tonight and how they just, it takes I don't know what it takes to get them down to the ground. They have been hard to tackle. Baines and Warner and Byer as well as the quarterback. Byer hasn't run for a lot of yards. He's only got 7 yards rushing. He's got 134 yards passing and a touchdown, but he's kept so many plays alive with his feet, just like Cox did on the scoring play a minute ago. You see the value of having a mobile quarterback and what that's done to the game. Four defenders lined up deep at about the 40-yard line. And Byer's going to throw. And there's a convoy for Baines, but he's taken down. A flag comes in. The ball's still alive. There's no time on the clock. Did a flag come on the field? Something came on the field. And the refs are leaving. This one's over. Ridgeline's going to drive to Smithfield next week with a chance to get revenge on the Skyview Bobcats, and the Bobcats will be waiting because they want a chance to get back and defend their title against the winner of Pineview and Snow Canyon. 42-35, Ridgeline pulls out the win in the quarterfinals. They head for the semis. We hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on the Game of the Week.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley, it's way better than fast food, it's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you have been missing. Palmer Home Furnishings, our low overhead means higher quality at lower prices. Aspen Dental, get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company, privacy, security, peace of mind. And Anderson Seed and Garden, growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. KSM means music. Music is all we do. The Factory Pizzeria, we're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years.